Hello and welcome to the O'Rourke Report. We are going to, well, first, let me start with if you like what you're seeing and you want to be notified every time I put out new content so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle in your feed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button, put some comments in there. Anything that will get the O'Rourke Report up in your feed, and you'll be notified every time we put out new content, and you won't miss a thing. So, thank you very much. I'm going right into. Honestly, this may take up the entire the entire episode of the O'Rourke Report because it was that compelling, and I'm talking about this week's Salt Lake. We all us longtime Bravo watchers, we know, there's Scary Island, there's the dinner party from hell. There's all sorts of legendary get-togethers. Well, I honestly think that this get-together down in Springs, which I'm calling the Diamond Moneybag Beatdown, is we haven't seen drama like that in Palm Springs since Kyle stole Kim's house. I mean, it was just incredible. So let me start out with. I mean, last week's episode ended, and we saw Todd, Bronwyn's ex HP head honcho, laying down the law about the Barlows and actually marching himself out to John Barlow and announcing, if you don't get your wife under control, I'm going to ask you guys to leave. Well, John Barlow, who he, he is one of the most supportive husbands I have ever seen in a very, very good way. He doesn't pick fights with people. He doesn't scream. He doesn't yell. He doesn't posture. He has his wife's back 125,000%. He out Joe Benigno, who if you remember this season of Jersey, how much he had Marge's back. So anyway, John goes in, talks to Lisa, and is not accusatory in any way. He doesn't try to rile her up or anything. He just, states what happens. He leaves it to his wife to figure out how she wants to handle it. And she does attempt to have a conversation with Bronwyn, who is, boy, I think she's um, she doesn't. I don't think she knows how aggressive she is. She's super, super aggressive. So when Lisa goes to talk to Bronwyn, instead of Bronwyn acting open like she wants to hear what Lisa has to say, she has a very smug look on her face, like, I'm ready for my apology now. And it was just incendiary, I thought. I mean, she was, she's telling her husband she wants things to be calmed down, yet she's taking a position that she knows will escalate things with Lisa Barlow. So I don't know how the day continued because we don't really see that. We don't really see anything happening until they're going to have a lavish dinner party. Replete with Todd is gifting his wife a $4 million diamond necklace, which really is quite stunning. Now, there was a lot of sparkle in those diamonds. I don't know the whole quality of the diamonds. I mean, what's the cut and clarity? We don't know. It seems to me if they were really what is a D level is with no inclusions, no very, very small inclusions or anything, they would be a little bit more, especially the carat weight on those diamonds would have been a little bit more than $4 million. I'm guessing, I'm speculating. Personally, I don't have a $4 million necklace, but the quality of the diamond is going to drive the price of that necklace, and giving all the carat weight, I would think they were probably good quality, but not the best quality. So anyway, I went off on a tangent on that one. Sorry. So it opens up with Todd giving her this spectacular necklace. And, all the guests gather. Hold on one second. Chloe is making all sorts of noise back over here. I want to calm her down a little. Little Miss Chloe Marie. She's all under control now. Okay. So we go to the dinner party. And before we get to the dinner party, let me just mention, in Meredith Marks' confessionals, she is twitching like crazy. She twitches. She's got, the mouth screwed up. We already know that. We've seen that. The rumors, the nastiness. We saw that last year. She speaks out of the side of her mouth. But I noticed in these confessionals, she was also very twitchy. The hands twitching, the foot's twitching, everything's twitching. I don't know what that means. I hope it's not a health issue. I don't want to point it out and have it be a health issue. But anyway, tell me what you think on that. So anyway, this dinner party progresses. There's attempts for everybody to play nice. But it devolves into another screaming match between Seth and Meredith Marks and Angie and her husband. Her husband, by the way, wow, even-tempered, nice guy. Another one, even-tempered. Is not going to indulge in any incendiary type of speech. Use that twice. We've got to get a new vocabulary. Fiery speech. Let's put it that way. So anyway, there's a fight over that. Seth Marks comes across when he got very confrontational with Angie, and he called her a biatch and the screaming. It was the Markses were not very good at this dinner party, I didn't think. So anyway, that thing semi kind of gets resolved. I even forget what their fight was over. Some long lost issue that Meredith continues to bring up, and they bring that up in the party, is that issues never get over with Meredith. You have a conversation with her, you think it's put to bed, and she brings it up 2 months later as though it's a fresh wound. Apparently that's something she does. So, so the next thing that happens, apparently this is a dinner party for their 10th anniversary, Bronwyn and her husband Todd. And Bronwyn proceeds to give a toast. And it's very wordy, and eventually I think Todd kind of shuts her down, tells her to stop talking. Very reminiscent, as I said on the last episode, of Tom Girardi. Now, the one thing I can say about Todd, Todd was the head of HP, huge Hewlett-Packard, huge international company. And because I was a reseller, I'm not saying I ran into people like Todd all the time, but I certainly would have to go to seminars, blah, blah, blah. There would be people of his stature that may be talking, or maybe it was a Zoom kind of conference call. Guys like him are very used to having people kowtow to them constantly. They do not have to waste any time being nice to anybody, and they know it. And they know everybody around them has got to be very, very, yes, sir, what do you need, sir? Let me get that for you, sir. So I would imagine, he is out of his mind doing this Real Housewives show. I can't imagine that Bronwyn told him what this show was like. I can't imagine, because he is in complete shock that he does not control this dinner party. He's there with some real experts who know how to stir things up, know what their job is, and he can't control it. And it's written all over his face. The guy's kind of in shock a little bit. So the dinner party this weekend in Palm Springs ends with everybody packing their bags to go back. Apparently, they're going back on a commercial flight. They came down on a PJ supplied by Todd, but they're not going back on a PJ. They're going on a commercial flight. And and I kind of felt for Lisa Barlow in this a little bit. She has to go coach, and she hasn't gone coach in 100 years. And not only coach, but it's like row 17. So she acts a bit of a bit childishly about her seat placement on the plane. She's actually looking into canceling her ticket and booking another one where she can get first class to go back to Salt Lake City. They also showed the trailer for coming up, and wow, Salt Lake delivers. I cannot wait to see the rest of the season. And I just want to go one small little thing about Mary Cosby, who we're seeing a completely different. We're not seeing a guarded Mary Cosby. We're not seeing a Mary Cosby who won't participate with people. She has somehow found her voice, and it's a very clear voice. Now, we know about her son. We know that the Achilles heel, the soft spot, the thing that is the dearest in her life is her son Robert. And Robert still lives at home, and somehow Mary has allowed Robert's girlfriend to also reside in the house. Don't know any of the details, but she was giving off major Yoko Ono in Gibraltar vibes, if you remember. Well, you probably don't remember. I certainly remember when John Lennon callously dumped his first wife Cynthia and his son Julian to hook up with Yoko Ono 1 or 2 months after that was first announced to the world that he was divorcing Cynthia and he was going to hook up with this strange American Japanese artist. They staged what they called a bed-in Gibraltar. And what they did is they got into a hotel, they had cameras come in, and they just sat in bed all day. Well, Robert Jr.'s girlfriend is major Yoko Ono vibes, which is to say, just to sit there or lie there and stare into the camera like a dead fish. So anyway, Mary's trying to have a conversation with Robert with this girlfriend sitting in the bed. Clearly, it seems to me clearly, Robert and the girlfriend are very high. Who knows what they're on? It could just be pot or grass or weed, whatever you kids call it these days. Back in my day, we called it pot. And it is it's a very interesting story, and it kind of hurts a little bit to see the pain in Mary's face as she's trying to connect with her son, have her son make some sense, and stop what appears to be wasting his life in drugs. So I'm sure there's going to be more of that as we go on. But boy, oh boy, the new Mary Cosby, I am there for it 110%. You know what? I think what I have for the rest of the day actually here is people bowing, scraping. I've got that. Is the OC, and I've got so much OC. I may just do a separate one on OC. Yeah. So let me end here with some odds and ends. Some very interesting stuff. Potomac. Now, I spoke briefly about it earlier this week. I do want to say, and I really would love to, anybody who watches this, give me your opinion on this. If you watch Potomac, which hopefully you do. How unlikable is Wendy Osefo? She is a very unlikable person. She is very, 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 very thin-skinned. I was really disappointed that they didn't bring back the other Nigerian girl from last year, because that really got under Wendy's skin. Wendy did not like there being another, somebody who she perceived to be a competitor of hers on the show. And maybe the girl pulled out because she didn't like having to deal with Wendy. It could be because Wendy's not a nice person. She is very thin-skinned. She's revengeful. She goes after people. God knows how many times have you heard her go on and on about the degrees she's gotten. Uh, just that alone should tell you a little bit about her. So anyway, I just want to say how unlikable Wendy Osefo is on Potomac, and see if anybody else agrees with me. Okay. The other thing I want to go odds and ends is Teddi Mellencamp. Well, Teddi. Apparently, she's having an affair with her married horse trainer, and that's why she and the husband are getting divorced. I don't know. Sounds messy, messy, messy. And I want to end with I was watching Watch Happens Live. I forget who else was on the show, but he had on Stephanie Rhule. Now, if you guys watch NBC or MSNBC, I think Stephanie Rhule actually has a show on MSNBC. I don't watch partisan news. I don't watch Fox. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch any of them. But because they all have an agenda. You know, they get the AP newswire of what actually happened in the news, then they put their spin on it, and that's what they tell their talking hairdos to pursue during the course of the day. Fox does their thing, MSNBC does their thing, and so anyway, I'm not a big fan of Stephanie Rhule, right? Because I'm thinking of her as part of the partisan news crew, and she's on Watch What Happens Live, and I am now a huge Stephanie Rhule fan. She names names. She's a complete bravoholic. She knows all the stories. She knows all the history. She can quote everything. And she's got real hard opinions about things. She's not just saying something to keep both sides happy, so she's, kind of neutral. She goes in with her opinions just like I go in for my opinions on this show, and I loved her. She had this outfit on. Let me tell you, the outfit was so cute. She looked like Wilma Flintstone's sexy younger sister with this I guess it was a leopard print cute little dress with a sparkly collar. She with the red hair, she looked like Wilma Flintstone's sexy younger sister. She was adorable. So I think that was Thursday night's episode. So if you get a chance to go and watch Stephanie Rhule on Watch What Happens Live, well worth it. Okay, we're gonna close out for the day, and thank you so much for joining me today on my Salt Lake City rampage. Again, I think that Palm Springs dinner party is going to be up there with the other dinner parties we've seen over the course of the years. And in my next installment, I'm going to spend the whole time on the OC reunion because, wow, that was something. Thanks again. If you like what you're seeing and you want to be notified, subscribe, notification, bing, 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 all that good stuff. And I will see you soon.